Hey everyone, it's Kyle here, and today I am doing an Assassin's Creed tier list because why not? I mean, I haven't done a tier list before, or I haven't ranked Assassin's Creed games before, so I think it's about time, and I haven't done an AC video in a while, so yeah, let's do it. So, Assassin's Creed 1, what a game! It's the game that got me into the series. I love Altair, his debates, his philosophical debates with Al-Malin are brilliant. The parkour is even better than it is now. Somehow, I don't know how that's worked, but because of the repetitive nature, I would say it is a B rather than an A or S because the mission structure is so similar. It's like the same thing over and over. So yeah, I would say a B for now, but I feel bad. So Assassin's Creed 2, I think, speaks for itself. It's an S tier. It's most people's favourite game of the series, and I can understand why. It's the perfect sequel. You've got Ezio, what an amazing character. You've got Venice, Florence. Yeah, it's amazing. So it's definitely an S tier. Brotherhood. Well, Brotherhood for a lot of people is the ultimate Assassin's Creed game, and I can understand why as well. Because you've got the Brotherhood system. Ezio returns. Cesare is an amazing villain. Got being in Rome alone. I mean, was amazing, and the twist at the end. Wow. I mean, it doesn't get much better, and I just loved how the story continued. So yeah. Next up we have Revelations, which is another special game and will be S tier. All Ezio games are for me, to be fair. I mean, the soundtrack alone was amazing. The way it weaved Altair, Ezio's and Desmond's stories together. The Hook Blade was a nice addition. That scene with Ezio showing all his anger, amazing. And obviously Istanbul or Constantinople was a great city to parkour in. So yeah, S tier for me. Assassin's Creed 3 is a C tier for me. It's a sort of middle road because kind of wasn't the best protagonist in my eyes. I guess he had a heartbreaking story and all that kind of stuff, but the best thing about Assassin's Creed 3 was Haytham. The talks you have with him are amazingly written, plus the confessions with the Templars after you kill them are amazing, and yeah, so I'd give it a C. Liberation, well, I see Liberation as more of a DLC. I mean, it's decent and all that, but I can't give it much more than an E, to be honest. And at the Assassin's Creed Symphony, people were waiting for Black Flag, and then this came on, and there was actually a few laughs. So don't want to take the mick, but it's more of a DLC. Black Flag is definitely an S tier for me. I mean, seeing the Assassin and Templar feud from a different perspective was so refreshing and unique at the time. Edward was so charismatic. You had the strongest side characters in the series. The soundtrack alone, I mean, wow. And it was just a great game, even though a lot of people called it a pirate game. But for me, it's a proper Assassin's Creed game from a different perspective. And then you got the ending with the pint glass. I mean, what more do you want? It's definitely an S tier. So Rogue is another C tier for me, like Assassin's Creed 3. Like, I really enjoyed playing as a Templar, seeing like that sort of grey area between the good guys and the bad guys, who was right, who was wrong. Shay was a charming Irish lad and all that kind of stuff, but I just feel like a few extra hours, well, on the missions where you assassinate the assassins would have been a bit better and fleshed the story out a bit more. But yeah, C tier. Unity is a D for me, mainly because of the bugs. I mean, you can't think about Unity without thinking about the bugs, but the parkour is amazing, the best in the series. But unfortunately, the story was just a bit underwhelming, the same with Arno. And even though I'd love a story like this now and a game like this now, it's definitely a D. But the co-op was fun, so yeah, D. For me, Syndicate is an E, one of my least favourite Assassin's Creed games. It felt more like a parody of Assassin's Creed, even though it was funny at times, I must admit. But the rope launcher was too gimmicky in my opinion, and London in the Victorian times was too modern for an Assassin's Creed game. There wasn't any proper parkour because of that rope launcher, and I didn't really like switching between two characters, and the story was mediocre, so yeah, E. Origins, the first RPG Assassin's Creed game, I'm going to give a B because I do love it. I love Bayek as a character, the origin story itself. I want to ire after a while, and even though proper city parkour and free running was no longer, you could climb everything, it felt like a natural evolution at the time. Let me stress that at the time it felt like, okay, this is moving in the right direction. Well, but obviously I don't think that now, but yeah, it was a good origin story, and I really enjoyed the Hidden One DLC, the Curse of the Pharaohs. It felt like it had a bit of everything, just the atmosphere, around Egypt was brilliant. So yeah, I would say it's a B, but it would have probably been a A at one point, but it's a B for now. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Well, for me, this game should never have happened. I mean, it was set before the Hidden Ones. We should have got a game with Aya in Rome, so there was proper parkour and stealth, which would have been the natural progression of the series, but we didn't. And it was ridiculous that we had a game before the Hidden Ones. I just don't understand why they did that. But I do have some good memories of it. I did like Cassandra, I liked exploring ancient Greece, and the family arc was probably my highlight. The music was decent too, so I would give it an E tier. Most people would have it in F, I think, but E tier is fine for me. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is definitely F tier for me. It's my least favourite Assassin's Creed game, mainly because of the length and the fact that it just didn't really deliver the sort of Black Flag-esque thing where you see the factions from a different perspective. I thought it was going to be very similar to Black Flag in that way, but Eivor just doesn't even care about the Hidden Ones and doesn't even acknowledge them in the bureaus. And you know, it started off pretty strong with Basim, Hytham, the Leap of Faith and all that, but the bulk of the game is just a bunch of Viking fantasy arcs that don't do anything really. And the Alliance arc system itself was demoralising. When you finished an arc and then another 2 or 3 pieces went on the board, like I was like, I don't want to do more of these sort of things. And the Asgard arcs were just so inconvenient. Like the map design was terrible, and they ended up being the most important arcs for some reason. Like, I mean, Basim being Loki, what was that about? I didn't think that needed to be told, that story. And yeah, the map of England was way too big. Like I said, Eivor didn't care about the Hidden Ones when exploring the bureaus. The Zealot system, oh my god, I forgot about that. Why did you have to kill them just to get the story, the ending with Alfred? I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, there was some good stuff in there, like the Desmond recordings, the Bayek letter and all that kind of stuff, but you have to wade through so much stuff to get to those good moments that it's not worth it for me, and is my least favourite Assassin's Creed. So yeah, that is my Assassin's Creed tier list. Let me know what you think about my list in the comments. I mean, I'm sure many of you disagree, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? I mean, a lot of these games divide opinion, and as you can see from my list, there's a bit of a pattern. A lot of the older games are at the top and a lot of the newer games are at the bottom, because that's just how it is at the minute. But yeah, let me know what you think, like and sub, and I will see you very soon.